Good afternoon student. Welcome here in this video tutorial after your half yearly examination. Hope you all are doing well. Now let's come here student. Today we will discuss chapter number 6. Which chapter? Yes, chapter number 6 from your Civics, Understanding our Criminal Justice System. So student, when we see someone violating the law, we immediately think of informing the police, is it? I'm right? Yes. So you might have seen either in real life or in even the movies also. So police officers filing report and arresting person, so and so this process. You have seen in so many times in, you can say that just like movies and all and serials. Because of the role played by the police in arresting person, we often get confused and think that it is the police who decide whether a person is guilty or not. So कई बार आपके माइंड में ये क्वेश्चन आता है कि इट इज द ओनली पुलिस जो डिसाइड करेगा कि एक पर्सन है जो इनोसेंट है या गिल्ट है. So this however is far from true. After a person is arrested, it is a court of law that decides whether the accused person is guilty or not. So you can say that according to the Constitution, every individual charged of a crime has to be given a fair trial also. So student, do you know what it means to get a fair trial? Have you heard of an FIR? In the previous chapter also, I have already told you about FIR. Yes, first information report. Or do you know who a public prosecutor? So all these things will cover this chapter. Now, first of all, student, look at here. Here as you can see the date also. The date here 18th of, yes, which month? 18th of July 2006. So here as you can see the lady. So what she is doing here in this picture, actually she is searching for her gold chain for over an hour. So but she is not finding her gold chain. Suddenly her husband, whose name is Mr. Shinde, and what is the name of that lady? The name of that lady is Mrs. Shinde. So she is not finding her gold chain, so it's not in the drawer. वो बोलती है अपने husband को, I'm not finding my gold chain. So I think Shanti. So one character, new character here, as you can see this picture also character. She is a Shanti, who is a domestic worker here in Mr. and Mrs. Shinde's house. So she thought that yes, Mrs. Shinde, that Shanti have stolen it, her gold chain, because she always spent a long time dusting in her room. So she thought that. So Shanti have to begin to steal now, and that too much gold change. Bring your trunk. So here as you can see, वो बोलती है कि Shanti, just return my gold chain, otherwise I will call you police. Shanti said, ma'am, I haven't stolen it. So Mr. Shinde, here as you can see, Mr. Shinde searched Shanti trunk. Trunk, you can say that a box type, you can say that where the Shanti puts her clothes and all. So what the Mr. Shinde found? Mr. Shinde found one envelope. Yes, Mr. Shinde found an envelope with how much rupees? Yes, with rupees 10,000 in it. Now he screams in Shanti saying that is the money she's got from selling the chain. So now Mr. Shinde and Mrs. Shinde thought that Shanti have stolen the chain, and then after it she sold out, and then what she got? Yes, she has got the 10,000 rupees. So now here as you can see in this picture also, Mr. Shinde has come to the police station. So now here one new character came up here about the sub-inspector SI. Yes, sub-inspector Rao. Okay, so Rao record Mr. Shinde's FIR. And what about the FIR? Yes, it means first information report. Now the student here you can see the picture here also. So Mr. Shinde returned with Sub Inspector Rao. So which is next procedure, you can say that here in this case. The next is Mr. Rao. Yes, Mr. Rao, Sub Inspector Rao recorded a statement of witness. So who the witness here? Mrs. Shinde and Mr. Shinde. After this, you can say that the Rao responsibility is to collect the evidence. So here, what's the evidence in the story? The evidence is that envelope. And how much rupees is it in? Yes, 10,000 rupees. So all the evidence, all the witnesses were against the Shanti. So Shanti sent to the jail. Now what will happen to her? Even Shantis haven't done anything wrong, and because the madam suspected the Shanti, so that's why. And about that 10,000 rupees, Shanti saves that 10,000 rupees very slowly. Yes, to save. वो 10,000 rupees बेटा शांति की अपनी money थी. So here what's the next? The police file a charge sheet in the magistrate court. So the court gives a copy of the charge sheet including statement of witness to Shanti. Now Shanti tells the court that she has no lawyer to defend her against this false case of theft. Shanti, as you all of you know about, Shanti is a very poor domestic worker. So she don't have so much money to appoint a lawyer. So no one here to which one? Against this false case of theft to save the Shanti. So the magistrate appoints advocate Kamla Roy. Here the new thing come here as you can see about the Kamla Roy. So now who is Kamla Roy? So Kamla Roy, she is an advocate. Okay, so who appointed? So the magistrate appoint advocate Kamla Roy as Shanti's defense lawyer at the government expense. Who will pay the expense of Kamla Roy? Yes, the government. Okay, so beta, this is very important. Listen very carefully. According to Article 22. Which article? Yes, according to Article 22 of the Constitution, every person has a fundamental right to be defended by a lawyer. So another article also you must know about it. That is, you can say that 39A. So what do you understand by Article 39A? So Article 39A of the Constitution places a duty upon the state. Which duty? Duty upon the state to provide lawyer to any citizen. Yes, to provide which thing? Lawyer. And what? Yes, to any citizens who is unable to engage one duty to poverty or other disability. Now, here as you can see in this picture also, now advocate Kamla Roy meets Shanti in the court. So, the court frames a charge of theft of Mrs. Shinde's gold chain and possession of money rupees 10,000 got from selling stolen property against the Shanti. Here as you can see in this picture, the public prosecutor also. Okay, so the public prosecutor appear in the case on behalf of state. He present whom? Yes, public prosecutor present Mr. and Mrs. Shinde as a key witness. So now next advocate. Here as you can see in this picture also. So the public prosecutor asked some of the questions also from Shanti. So about this, whose turn come? The next, here as you can see, the next advocate Roy cross-examined the prosecution witness Mrs. Shinde. So now advocate Roy also examined Sushil and his employer as defense witness. Through their testimony, she is able to show that rupees 10,000 found in Shanti's trunk could well be the earning of Sushil and Shanti. So you can say that suddenly one news you can say that as the trial is nearing completion, Sushil learned that Inspector Rao has busted a gang of young men who have been stealing jewelry from the Shinde's neighborhood. सो वन न्यू गैंग का नाम आता है बेटा जिसने और चोरी की हुई होती है, कहाँ, शिंदेज के नेबरहुड में. सो सम ऑफ मिसेज शिंदेज सन फ्रेंड आर पार्ट ऑफ दिस गैंग. सो नाउ मिसेज शिंदेज चेन हैज बीन फाउंड ऑन देम. तो जो मिसेज शिंदे की चेन है वो उनको वहाँ मिली, और ऑब्वियसली बात है कि जो मिसेज शिंदे की सन था, उनके सन का एक जो फ्रेंड था वो उस गैंग का member था. So Mrs. Shinde chain has been found on them. Sushil tell Advocate Roy about this. Advocate Roy now calls Inspector Sharma as a defense witness. So now the case is solved. So the judge here as you can see, at last the judge heard the testimony of all the witness. After the testimony of Inspector Sharma also, Advocate Roy argues before the judge that it has now been established that Shanti is innocent. Now at last Shanti is innocent. Here as you can see, so Shanti is innocent and should be acquitted. So here the story, here as you can, we read the story about the Shanti and about the Mr. and Mrs. Shinde. So जिनको शक था कि शांति ने उनकी चेन जो है चुराई है, बट शांति जो है लास्ट में इनोसेंट प्रूव हो जाती है. So here the one question come. Can you tell me, student, what are the 4 key players in the criminal justice system? Anyone can try? Yes, tell me and give me the answer. Anyone? Yes. So the 4 criminal, you can say that 4 key players in the criminal justice system are: the first one is police. Which is the first one? Yes, the first one is police. Then the second one is public prosecutor. Okay, the first one is police, the second one is public prosecutor, and the third one is defense lawyer. Okay, the third one is defense lawyer. And what about the fourth one? The fourth one is about the judge. So these are the 4, you can say that, important thing, key feature, main, yes, important key features in the criminal justice system. The first one is police, then the public prosecutor, and the defense lawyer, and the judge. Now the student, just look at here. What is the role of the police in investigating the crime? So once important function of the police is to investigate any complaint about the commission of a crime. So police are responsible. Who are responsible? Only police are. Yes, police are responsible for conducting criminal investigation. At the investigation stage, police gather and review information and figure out what happened. So an investigation includes, you can say that, recording statement of witness and collecting different kind of evidence also. Okay. So now who? Yes, this may involve the example, as you know, examine the place where the crime occurred and the talking to the victim and witness, as I have already told you about the that Mr. Shinde and Mrs. Shinde's and Shanti's story. So based on what they learn, the police decide whether there is enough evidence to prove an accused committed a crime. If they think, only think, who? Yes, only police give their opinion after the recording the you can say that, जब वो रिकॉर्ड कर लेंगी विटनेस का स्टेटमेंट और एविडेंस कलेक्ट कर लेंगी, उसके बाद ही पुलिस अपनी ओपिनियन देगी. सो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द इन्वेस्टिगेशन द पुलिस आर रिक्वायर्ड टू फॉर्म एन ओपिनियन. इफ द पुलिस थिंक दैट द एविडेंस पॉइंट टू द गिल्ट, so the point to the guilt of the accused person, okay, so then they file a charge sheet in the court. Which one? Yes, charge sheet in the court. Then, as started as the beginning of this chapter also, it is not the job of the police. I have already told you about in this chapter also. It is not the job of the police to decide whether a person is guilty or innocent. That is only job for to decide judge. कौन डिसाइड करेगा बेटा लास्ट में कि जो पर्सन है वो इनोसेंट है और गिल्टी है? तो ओनली जज विल डिसाइड. ओके, so we can say that about this thing also. Even you read in unit 2 also, we have already studied about in that chapter. Unit 2 also, rule of law, which means that everybody is subject to the law of the land. include the police. Therefore, the police investigation always have to be conducted in accordance with law. And you can say that with full respect for human rights. The Supreme Court has laid down guidelines that the police must follow at the time of arrest and then detention and interrogation. You can say that the police are not allowed to torture. Yes, the police are not allowed to torture or beat or shoot anyone during investigation. They cannot inflict any form of punishment also on a person, even for petty offenses. Now look at here, student, the next one. Now student, just look at here. Here as you can see. Okay. So here as you can see also beta, Article 22. Which article? Yes, Article 22 of the Constitution and Criminal Law guarantee to every arrested person the following fundamental right. This is very important also. Just look at very carefully. The first one here as you can see, the right to be informed at the time of arrest of the offense for which the person is being arrested. Yes, the right to be informed at the time of arrest. Yes, it is must duty. Okay, under the Article 22 of the Constitution Criminal Law guarantee these law. Now the next one, the right to be present before a magistrate within 24 hours to arrest. How many hours? Yes, before a magistrate. कितने hours पहले arrest उसको कितना present? How many? Yes, presented before a magistrate within 24. So the right not to be ill-treated or tortured. Yes, the right बिल्कुल ill-treated नहीं होना चाहिए. जो अभी उसको केस फैसला नहीं हुआ है, पुलिस नहीं कर सकती कि उसको साथ ill-treat करे और tortured करे during arrest or in the custody. Confession. If we talk about the confession, so the confession made in police custody cannot be. Which confession? Yes, the confession made and where? Yes, the confession made in police custody cannot be used as evidence. Okay, is it clear? So the confession made in police custody cannot be used as evidence against the accused. If we talk about the boy and woman also, here also as you can see, boy under 15 years of age. At which age? Boys under 15 years age and women cannot be called to the police station only for questioning. Yes, उनको नहीं बुला सकते जो बॉय हैं 15 ईयर्स से नीचे, और जो क्या नाम है आपके पुलिस स्टेशन जो वुमेन नहीं बुला सकते ओनली फॉर द क्वेश्चनिंग. Now students, just look at here also first information report. Yes, FIR. This is important. It is with the registration of an FIR that the police can begin their investigation into a crime. Okay, so the law states that it is compulsory for an officer. Compulsory for whom? Yes, compulsory for an officer in charge of a police station to register first thing FIR. सबसे पहले यही है कि FIR जरूर register होनी चाहिए. Whenever a person give information about a cognizable offense, this information can be given to the police either orally or in writing. The FIR usually mention the date. Which we think the FIR mention? Yes, the FIR usually mention the date, time and place of the offense. Which we think? Yes, date, time and place of the offense. Details the basic fact also. Basic fact you can say that offense including a description of event. Okay. It is known the identity of the accused person. Identity of whom? Identity of the accused person and witness is also mentioned. Okay. Then the FIR also state that the name and address of the complainant. There is a prescribed form in which the police register an FIR and it is signed by the complainant. And the complainant also has a legal right. Okay, legal right of which thing? Legal right of, yes, to get a free copy of a FIR from the police. Now, I think is it clear for everyone, student? This is very important also, FIR. And so for today, that's it. Thank you all of you. Have a nice day ahead.